So I know what it's like to have to build a homestead on a budget. I know what it's like to be a prepper on a budget. I know what it's like to have a fear of people to look down their nose at you and say, you know, these people are crazy for what they think or what they believe or what they see because they think outside of the box. And it wasn't that we were minimalists, or it wasn't that we were isolationists. We wasn't trying to get away from society, but at the same time we were. We just didn't want to be partakers of the system that goes on from day to day. And that was the choice that my parents made, and I'm so thankful now that they had that choice. So at the age of 30, I've traveled all over the United States. I've been pretty much in every state and spent a lot of time in every state doing some pretty odd things. I went through a pretty rough time in my life to where I got really, I was raised so hardcore, extreme, and strict. I wanted to see things from my own eyes and live life to what I thought I should be doing and not what had been taught to me. And I got hard-headed and did everything that every teenager does and took off. I think I was age 17 and went all over the place doing whatever I wanted. I'd work, save up my money, and I'd go travel and jump in the car with somebody and take off. Well, long story short, about I guess 8 years ago, give or take, a good friend of mine, we got to talking, and we thought we were going to be able to, we were going to buy a sailboat and sail to Brazil, buy a sailboat off of eBay, and there was like 5 of us guys going. The next thing you know, one of the main guys that knew about sailing, he actually broke his elbow in half. So my buddy calls me up from southeastern Utah, and he says, "Hey man," he said, "look," he said, "my cousin broke his elbow. Don't look like we're going to be going to Brazil." He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Man, let's ride across the state of Utah on a horse." So that's what we did. And on that trip, I experienced Mother Nature, the wilderness, survival to the most extreme measures that you could reach. Come close to dying on the trip. Got caught in a major snow blizzard. Went through hailstorms, rainstorms, etc. And it was just really a really phenomenal trip. When we went, we had decided hey, we want to do this trip on horseback the way they would have done it in the 18th century. So me and my buddy, we took 2 horses and a pack horse, and we went out. And it was just a supernatural, euphoric trip for me. And we lived off the land the entire time we were out. And we had took very minimal food, such as rice. I think we took some jerky with us, some dehydrated beans, and I didn't take any kind of a tent. We did take a cover, a mummy bag, so very minimalist, kind of living out of a saddlebag, as the old cowpunchers did back in the day. And just got on our horses and rode out. And after the trip, it brought forth in me a new sense of survival. It was like a new being, a new person. Everything that I had been reared to do and see, it had become the ultimate reality of that's who I was. I had been 100% in touch with my id and my ego. I learned who I was as a person for being out the amount of time that we were out. And during that time, you get to the point where you really don't talk to the other person as much, and you pretty much, you'd save your conversation for that night around the campfire. And it was just ultimate surreal. The moments were just spiritual at times, to where it's like you couldn't believe some of the things that you were seeing and you were experiencing.